It's been a hot minute since we've heard anything about a cult, and, well, this one is about as culty as you're gonna get, okay? It's never anything normal, it's, people in, purple tracksuits with white Nikes trying to hop on a comet passing by, or a bunch of people in the middle of the African jungle drinking a cup of funny tasting Kool-Aid. Like, it can't just be a loose collective of some people who just come and go as they please off of a plot of land that just have a really strong sense of belonging to one individual. No, it can never be that simple. Well, god damn it. Oh well. Bentley driving Arizona Mormon prophet. Alright, well, if Mormonism wasn't weird enough with golden tablets held by, a 13-year-old with his magic underwear, well, I guess it just has to get a little bit fucking stranger. Had 20 wives as young as 9, huh? Including his own daughter. Ugh. Well, wonder how that works in the hierarchy, okay? Is the time served as a wife that gets you better treatment, okay? You get to sleep in the bed with him as well, or do you get, double privilege because you're a wife and a daughter? Like, how does this work? Maybe he'll elaborate on this a little bit, but okay. And drove them around in a trailer with a bucket for it. I had to shit in a bucket in the back of a truck. Like you're a repairman driving around from fucking site to site. Christ almighty. But he's a Bentley driving Arizona Mormon prophet. Okay, so he has Bentleys, multiple Bentleys, apparently, which are only 2-seaters. And yeah, if there's 21 of you guys, like, come on, there's not enough room in the Bentley. Obviously, we need the panel van in order to take the whole family out for dinner. Yeah, it's so nice of him. Because if you've ever been on a long-distance trip with women, you know that they have to stop and take a piss every 20 miles. So he at least gave them, the accommodations that were necessary. Like, this guy was really looking out for his crew. An Arizona polygamist cult leader had 20 wives, aged as young as 9, married his own daughter, and drove his spouses around in a trailer with a bucket for a toilet, it is claimed. Why does he look like a highly functioning Down syndrome kid? Like, and this also speaks to a greater phenomenon as well. There are multiple things that you can learn from this situation. Not saying that, anybody's really aspiring for his type of situation, but you also might be aspiring for multiple girlfriends or something like that, spinning a bunch of plates, dating non-exclusively. Social proof is a big thing with women, okay? If you show that you're good with women, other women are going to pick up on that, okay? I can't speak as to the phenomenon of his incest proclivities, nor would I. That's fucking sick and ultra haram, as well as, the whole pedophile thing. That's more, you'd have to tune into a left-wing pundit, okay? I don't opine on that sort of shit, okay? I'd imagine that probably came after, wife's, 14 and 15, and it's like, well, why don't we, try to spice things up a little bit? And it's like, well, not quite that way, right? Well, let's see. Samuel, why has he got Rapey in his middle name? I don't like that. Rappylee. I know it's supposed to be rappy, but come on, let's just fucking roll a bit. This isn't supposed to be serious. This is a fucked up situation, but there are some things that you can kind of pull from this, while at the same time just mocking the entire situation, okay? Don't be so fucking uptight. Bateman. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, lured them all into the panel van. It's like, hey, have you ever shit in a bucket before? It's a thrill of a lifetime, especially when you're on there, I'm coasting, and then all of a sudden I slam on the brakes. But yes, Bateman, who's only 46. Holy fuck, like, I know just dealing with like a handful of women will put some gray on your temples, but that dude's actually, weathering fairly well, all things considered. Maybe that's why he got so many, so that they can all go do the girly shit somewhere else. But is accused by witnesses, of marrying up to 20 women and girls as young as 9. That's, including his own daughter. According to an affidavit filed on Friday, the Salt Lake Tribune reported he has been in federal custody on obstruction charges since his September arrest, which unfolded after Bateman was pulled over by cops while transporting multiple underage girls, inside a squalid trailer furnished with a couch and a bucket for a toilet. All right. Bateman leads a splinter group of the radical Mormon offshoot Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saint, or FLDS, okay, whatever, fields, without any of the vowels. But Bateman is apparently so extreme, that he had been denounced even by the former Mormon leader Warren Jeffs, a convicted child rapist, Wow, you know shit's down bad when you're even getting denounced by, kid diddlers. Well, I guess game recognizes game in that circle. The FBI affidavit filed in Eastern District of Washington outlines sickening allegations of incest, group sex acts involving adults and underage children. Yeah, you had me in the first half, but then you lost me in the second. That's fucking gross. And child sex trafficking. Yeah, but we're not getting into specifics here. It's like, obviously, okay, the underage shit is fucking gross. Marrying your own daughter is indefensible. But it's like, how did you spit enough game to get this fucking ball rolling, okay? The affidavit states that Bateman had since gathered approximately 50 followers, all right, and more than 20 wives. Interesting, okay, many of whom were minors, mostly under the age of 15. Ew, gross. Oh, there we go. See, hey, it wasn't like a bucket or anything. He put a pail liner in it as well, like there's camping chairs. Come on, it wasn't quite that. It was pretty bad though, let's be completely honest. And that's, that looks like a fucking tandem axle trailer. It's like, well, if you got to transport 20 people around, fuck, you need to have additional accommodations, for Christ's sakes. Evidence cited in the affidavit includes recordings of Bateman himself speaking to a couple in Colorado City, Arizona. Hey, maybe he has good advice, who do outreach to the polygamy community there and are filming a documentary. Now, okay, I've said some things as well, okay, dating non-exclusively, spinning plates, all the nomenclature. When it comes to polygamy and the fact that he got 20 women, we'll use that term loosely because we haven't got any specifics. The women, the of-age women, okay, we'll just keep it there, who stick around and sign up for the situation, okay, any of the polygamist women that are out there, they're normally not exactly in high demand. We'll just say that. You'd be lucky to find an average bitch among their ranks, okay? So it's not the whole glamorous lifestyle that you'll see on places like, what was that polygamous show? Didn't HBO or AMC have a Big Love or something like that? Or am I mixing up streams? I don't know. In one example cited in the document, Bateman told the couple that Heavenly Father had instructed him in early November of 2021 to give the most precious thing he has, his girl's virtue, to 3 of his adult male followers. Yo, is this dude a cuck on top of that? That is the most disagreeable position that he's had so far. Bateman then allegedly watched as 3 men had sex with his daughters. Yo, what the fuck? One of whom was just 12. Yeah. Who's signing that affidavit? Christ almighty. Bateman allegedly commented on the girls had sacrificed their virtue for the Lord and went on to say, God will fix their bodies and put their membrane... Oh, gross. He's talking about his daughter's hymen. What a fucking weirdo. I've never had more confidence in doing his will. Well, actually, 3 other guys were doing your will. So God told you to be a cuck and you're like, no, I can actually do it better. It's all out of love. It's all love, kids. Ugh. Oh, literally in this situation. The affidavit further alleges in late 2020, Bateman drove to the Colorado City's couple's home in a large SUV packed with women and girls. So is this dude like a pimp or something? Well, yeah, no, he's up on sex trafficking charges of underage minors. That's kind of redundant. Underage women, girls. There we go. Oh, when he introduced everybody as his wives. Well, yeah, if you think that you're doing the work of the Lord and polygamy's fine in the Mormon religion, okay. The youngest of his so-called wives was a girl born in 2011. Oh, well, if this was a story coming out in 2032 and not 2022, this wouldn't be so disgusting. And Agent Martin wrote, meaning the girl would have been 9 at the oldest. Gross. The affidavit also notes that Bateman owned 2 Bentleys, though it seems his wives traveled in less style. Yeah, logistics don't work out. Like, oh, I know that there's, 4-door Bentleys, but come on now. Bateman's initial encounter with the law came in August when he was pulled over by the state troopers in northern Arizona towing a box trailer full of people, including children. Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you've got a round face and a white complexion. You're hauling around a cargo trailer and the police officers can hear whispers. In Arizona, somebody's gonna know something's up. The trooper saw children's small fingers moving in the gap of the rear trailer door as he pulled up behind the trailer, according to a police statement. Now, they like it back there. We got, seats and a chair and a place to shit if you're so inclined. And a folding table. Hey, man, bottles of water. Everybody was, well taken care of, and you can live in such a nice abode where you've got, long haul freight trailers, and they're just off to the side, always just a sign of a sterling community. And that looks like a fairly upscale place, like Colorado City, Arizona. Not entirely sure where that is in the great state of Arizona, but I wouldn't imagine, and given the fact that he's also driving 2 Bentleys, like, he's probably doing fairly well for himself, depending on how many people that he can milk. His congregation was in on and around 50, apparently. So they would have been funding his, his lifestyle and his sister wife's lifestyle as well. Police said that there were 3 girls in the trailer. That's it? Couldn't have sprung for the fucking Suburban? Gee, Christ almighty. All between the ages of 11 and 14. Gross. Along with a couch, camper chairs, toilet made from a bucket, with a Bateman in the SUV towing the trailer where 2 women and 2 girls under the age of 15. Oh, so was this guy just running young women and he just wanted to put the whole cult thing over top of this? Like, if he's just a sex trafficker specializing in underage kids, don't even waste the cot space in jail for this creep. Bateman was later arrested and charged locally with 3 counts of child abuse. There's 4 people. What? Federal prosecutors say that while he is being held in Coconino County Jail in Flagstaff on those local charges, he talked to his supporters in Colorado City and instructed them to delete communications sent through encrypted messaging app Signal and demanded all women and girls obtain passports. Yeah, there's some more fuck shit that's going to be coming out on this one. Bateman posted bond on the state charges. Okay, but weeks later, he was hit with a federal indictment charging him with 3 counts of destroying or attempted to destroy records, okay, and tampering with criminal proceedings in reference to his instructions to his followers. Yeah, that seems pretty slam dunk, cut and dry. Whatever other cliche you want to apply to this. Because if they got the recordings of it and the feds are involved, yeah, it's over. There's a reason that the feds have like a 95% conviction rate. He pleaded not guilty to the U.S. Magistrate Court in Flagstaff. Federal prosecutor Patrick Schneider said in September that the state child welfare agency had removed children from Bateman's home in Colorado City, where the FBI had recently served a search warrant. Bateman had not been charged with sex crimes against children, though the new FBI affidavit said the FBI has probable cause to believe he and others transported minors between Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and Nebraska to engage in illicit sexual conduct between May 2020 and November 2021. Fucking yuck. It's weird because they're all dressed like Mennonites and they all have kids, and I don't really want to, ponder any deeper on this. Like, we're making jokes and stuff. It's just, this is kind of gross too, especially the underage stuff. It's like, well, actually, specifically the underage stuff, because if this was just a dude running game on 20 of age women, that's different. And as for the rest of this, yeah, not quite. Bateman was a former member of the Fundamentalist Church, Jesus Christ the Latter-day Saints, okay, until he left in recent years and started his own small offshoot. Yes, that's how it all works, said Sam Brower, who spent years investigating the group. Bateman once among the trusted followers of imprisoned leader Warren Jeffs, but Jeffs recently denounced Bateman in a written revelation sent to his followers from prison. Oh great, so one criminal is denouncing another criminal, so does that make it better? Bateman's group still practices plural marriage with a small following of fewer than 100 people. Still better than what Bateman was doing. Just saying. Estimated Brower, who wrote a book on the FLDS and appeared in a recent Netflix series, Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. All right. Bateman's attorney, Adam Zickerman, in September cautioned against interfering in a federal case was about religious persecution. Yeah, I don't really think so, man. Like, if he's diddling kids, I don't know where on the golden tablets that prescription is, but I don't think it's going to fly under United States federal laws. Schneider cited a pretrial services report in saying that Bateman had relationships with multiple women, but also didn't mention whether Bateman belonged to any polygamous groups. Both the United States Attorney General's office, that would have been the Attorney General's office, copy editor, Daily Mail, come on now, in Arizona, and Zickerman declined to comment following a September court hearing, as did 2 women who were sitting in the gallery and met with Zickerman. You can't be serious with this judge's name. Oh my God. U.S. Magistrate Judge Camille Bibles. really ordered that Bateman remain behind bars while the case winds through the courts. Bateman is a pilot and survivalist. What? Okay. See, he doesn't need a cargo trailer or a bucket to shit in, okay? He can figure this stuff out himself. Who has followers and international contacts who might help him with financial or other resources on a moment's notice. Yeah, that's why he was able to post bond on the state charges, okay? He can get out of there like that. She said he's also was concerned about the young girls in vulnerable positions, just the way that he likes them. It's jokes, people. It's jokes. Courts have a tremendous interest in protecting people who can't protect themselves. Yeah, that's all nice and stuff. Bateman listed a mailing address in Colorado City where a patchwork of devout members of the polygamous FLDS, ex-church members, and those who don't practice the beliefs live in Colorado City and its sister community. Sister community, sister wives, get it? Of Hilldale, Utah, have seen significant cultural shift in recent years. FLDS is run by imprisoned leader Jeffs. That's all fine and dandy. Polygamy is a legacy of the early teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints, but the mainstream church abandoned the practice in 1890 and now strictly prohibits it. Oh, them fuddy-duddies that are out there, but come on now, wouldn't you follow a guy who looks like that, who's talking or muttering sweet nothings in your ear, and then before you know it, you're driving around in one of his Bentleys? I know that this is a different guy, but same ideas. Still, you're driving around in whatever mid-range luxury vehicle that he gets because he's a man of the Lord, and you're just wondering how he can, put together so much money, but you don't really think about it because he's just such a nice, charming guy, and then you realize that you just do slow rolls around public schools at 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day, and then you just start to connect the dots, realizing that, something seems a little bit off here now, doesn't it? These people are sick as shit, and you'd find at the bottom of a bucket in the back of a cargo trailer, but that goes without saying. Nothing inherently wrong with it. Just hear me out on this one. Nothing inherently wrong with, dating exclusively, or non-exclusively, spinning multiple plates as a guy, but you never see these sex cults the other way around where you have one woman and a whole bunch of guys around them. And if you do, it's some of those weird polygamous relationships where there's 1-3 surrounded by a couple of simpy dorks with a manager's badge from GameStop. This isn't a lifestyle to aspire to, okay? Don't be wifing these hoes. Just fuck these hoes to sleep. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.